good to go. We're good to go
We're
back
back?
on the couch. We're back like we never left.
Juice toast, boys. Juicy Kurti brought juice for the whole crew today.
A crew juicing, if you will.
I got fruit punch.
I got tropical punch.
Mango punch.
Mine sounds a little racially insensitive.
What is it?
Tropical punch, yeah.
Fruit punch is good. This tastes like childhood.
I'm surprised there's not artificial coloring in this.
Really? It's all natural?
No, there's high fructose corn syrup in it.
Syrup?
And less than 1% of passion fruit grape juices, grape skin extract for color.
How much do these cost nowadays, Kurti? Are they like $4 each?
I was about to say that was like the cheapest juice in the fridge.
It's good though. It's name brand.
But it's what I pick up every time, and
Yeah.
it gets the job done.
Minute
It's
Maid's good stuff.
Yeah, in Philadelphia with the sugar tax now, it's so hard to justify. Because it's like 100% juice is basically the same price as what you're going to pay for artificially flavored and sugared juices.
Is that like a Philly only thing? I
Yeah,
didn't
it's a
even hear
sugar
about that.
tax, yeah.
That's crazy.
Which, it's funny, when Nationals was happening, I was trying to, like, think about, excuse me, like an interesting, because it's supposed to prevent people from buying sugary beverages, but, like, people who have money are, like, not really drinking that shit to begin with, you know what I mean? Or if they do, they're not
Right.
going to care about an extra 20 cents for a bottle of Coke or something. So it's really only to punish, like, poor people that, like, one of the few joys they get out of life is, like, a soda
Yeah.
from the gas station, and then it's like, oh, it'll be another 20 cents, bud. Like,
Yeah, that's kind of not well thought out. Or like,
right, yeah. It's so
what are they-
backwards, yeah. And, yeah, I mean...
They
it's-
also, like, there's so many parts of Philly that are, like, food deserts where, like,
Right.
you can't get all natural
No.
juice.
Like, they probably
anywhere.
sell some version of it at the gas station of 100% juice, but it's like...
Yeah,
Yeah.
no one wants that shit. They
No,
wanna-
it's not the cool-looking bottle.
Yeah.
And like the, I don't know. Like, I look for that because it's obviously healthier than
Yeah.
drinking shit that has a bunch of sugar in it. But even fruit just has a lot of sugar in it. Like,
It
natural
does.
sugar is different than high fructose corn syrup. But so let's promote all of our yo-yo.
Yeah, we got lots of stuff.
Kurti's got a yo-yo out right now. Had a yo-yo out. Dropped after the last pod called The Caption. Where's that at?
Jake, yeah, do you have
I
yours?
got mine. It's great, yo-yo. Been
Oh, damn,
playing
you
with
got
it all
that
day today.
Throger one.
I got
Yeah.
the Throger,
That's
baby.
really cool that you were able to repeat that color on a titanium yo-yo.
I was amazed by that, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is pretty cool. I was hoping that some of them have like the full color,
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that one's like a B grade, but
and this one's got like just the silver, but like
What's the last color supposed to be? Yellow or
just the fact that they're all like the colors are lined up is crazy. Wait,
what's the Throger combination? Pink, yellow, blue.
yeah, it's pink, yellow, blue.
That one just came out
Yeah,
silvery on the cap.
but he got the caps to align with the body on some.
Oh,
of them,
really?
Like on most of them,
Damn,
which is
yeah.
crazy.
He probably heat treated it with them put together, I would assume.
Yeah,
Is that
I
heat
think
treated
so.
though? I didn't know you
Yeah.
could
Oh,
get
this one's
pink.
the full cap.
Yeah, if you look online, you can find like a temperature diagram of like what temperature
Wow.
you need to get it to get a certain color.
That is
I think
like,
so, right? Or is that plated?
I think this
No,
might
I
be.
think you're right.
Oh, it is heat treated.
Yeah.
Because I came up to the booth at Nats and said that, and I was like, I didn't know that. And Steve was right there and said something about like it's anodized titanium.
Yeah, I don't really know for sure.
I mean,
Honestly,
if
but
That
it
I
just
is,
don't
seems
think
like it
so.
would be so hard to heat treat that accurately. Like, but I don't know.
No,
I think
you're right,
that's.
I mean-
is it though? I don't know because
I
when
have
you
no
heat treat
idea.
titanium, like I think that's just like the natural color. Like
I'm not sure, man.
Different colors bring different, or different temperatures bring different colors out of it. So
Yeah.
that's, I don't know. As far as I knew, you could only zinc plate titanium or.
but it's all when you say
Steel.
different colors, it's all like some shade of like
one of those
this
three colors.
iridescent
Right? Yeah.
look. Yeah,
I mean, that's a pretty wide spectrum of colors. You can't exactly get like green or anything like that, but
Yeah.
you can get a lot of good major colors with it.
I don't
Well,
know.
however they
I'm
did it,
stoked on it.
it's very sick looking.
Yeah, it looks awesome.
It's a crazy looking yo-yo. It's a great design. I got my gully out, and it's cool how your design language is like consistent. Like your first yo-yo, the gully, like sitting next to this, like looks right. You know
Oh,
what I mean?
thanks. Yeah.
Like they look good together, and they look kind of like you can just tell, you know, that they're both good life yo-yos.
That
Yeah,
was.
we were talking about that a few episodes
It's
ago.
oddly
but-
reminiscent of Throger too. That one was.
Yeah, the
was
one
kinda
that
cool.
it's like the pre-Throger, right? Kinda,
Yeah.
because it's just blue and pink, but then you later added the third in there. But
It's like the first run of yo-yos ever.
yeah,
Are you getting more colorways of it, or I know it was kind of like a broken up shipment?
No, this was the last one.
Oh, word.
We got the other three. There's like the eggshell blue, olive, and then there's a black.
Were the other ones anodized, or the body's aluminum, right? So that's definitely anodized.
hmm
And then the caps definitely look like they're heat treated, in my opinion. I don't know.
yeah.
Those were the only anode caps, yeah. And then all the other caps are just like raw titanium with an anode body.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm liking it a lot. It's
Yeah.
fun.
When do they hit retailers?
Probably like in the next, like before Worlds. Like,
Okay.
right before Worlds, hopefully.
It's crazy how close Worlds and Nationals is. Like, I guess when we were kids, it was just, well, Worlds
It used
was
to
like,
be different. It was October.
yeah,
was
the first weekend of
Nationals.
October, right?
Yeah, yeah, it's crazy. Like,
But even
it's-
that is only like 6-7 weeks, something like
that's
that.
true. It felt much further.
It
but
did, yeah.
Time also went slower when we were younger.
Yeah.
We're halfway through the fucking year, bro. Like this is
Dude,
crazy.
I don't want to think about it.
That's insane.
It
to
really
me.
is. We're all just like,
I just
what a
remember,
year.
like in December
Wow.
of last year, like hyping up on my Instagram stories, like, yeah, I'm thinking I'm gonna release like 6 yo-yos this year. And I do have them all like in the works. I've
Right.
released one though, and
Yeah.
I'm gonna get like 2 more. So it's like whatever. It's not a big deal, but it's just funny. Like it went by like so quick
oh
that
yeah.
I just got nothing.
Do
It's-
you have anything planned for Recess's 10th?
No,
'Cause that's
God,
coming
it's
up.
that
next
yeah.
year, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
It's 2015, 2025. Wow,
Yeah. It's
that's
crazy.
cool.
No, there was a lot of years spent just high as a kite that I didn't do anything. So
You got to do something for the 10th, dude.
yeah, I should. Maybe I'll redo like the fruit series or something.
Do
The fruit
something with
series
the
first bases.
vacation artwork, the woman and the Bart. Do the Bart again.
Oh my gosh.
Bart would be crazy.
Try to get
yeah.
a decade later cease and desist to go with your first
Or
one.
you could engrave the cease and desist on one side. And
That
Bart on the
That would be hilarious.
Do
um,
something. Yeah, that'll be fun.
Yeah, the Bart. That's not a bad idea. I didn't think about that, but that would be cool just to do like 20 to put on the website or
Mhm.
whatever.
Of whatever yo maybe of the Hypernova.
I want to redo Vacation because Vacation is such a good yo-yo. Bergie got second to Worlds.
Yeah.
That was like really when Recess was like at the pinnacle, and then
Mhm.
like right after Iceland Worlds, like half of the team quit, and then it is what it is.
Love Vacation.
Yeah.
I got my 5th
Those are-
anniversary next year too.
Yeah.
I'm stoked that it falls that way. I'm gonna do something fun. Don't know what yet, but 5 years, it went fast.
I know
Wild.
It's weird to just think that the pandemic was 5 years ago. It just doesn't feel
No, yeah, that's crazy to think about. Like
that long ago.
time goes by so fast, and then it's just
Like kids who were 15 in the pandemic are 20 years. Like it's so
Yeah.
that is so strange. Like
little kids who like
Yeah.
we watched grow up are now like basically full-fledged
that
adults
in general
and-
is weird. Like seeing when I remember like meeting Colin in 2016,
Yeah,
2015.
he was a kid, a fucking kid.
I never
like-
really processed like because now I just think of him as Colin, but it's like I knew him when he was like 15. Like that's
Yeah.
weird. Like because he's always been mature for his age and everything, him in particular. But like it just sort of hit me at nationals when he won that award. And I'm like, damn, Colin is like helping to run the contest I'm at right now.
Yeah,
like
no, for
that shit
sure,
is
yeah.
amazing.
Which is crazy because yeah, it's not like he wasn't ever not doing something at a contest productive, but like
He's like
yeah, he's like a big
running the
figure,
yo-yo
yeah, pillar in
industry.
the community.
Yeah,
right?
that's what's neat about growing up in the yo-yo community for me is seeing like we went from kids where it's like all these adults doing everything, and now it's like we're just the adults doing everything.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
It's
cool.
like strange, but it's
I
cool.
was thinking about that for sure with Justin winning. I was like, I always heard people be like, oh, like I still feel like I'm watching little Kurti on stage or whatever. I'm like, all right, whatever.
Yeah.
Like now I'm like, I really feel like I'm just watching the same Justin, but he's like he's older, he's way better now.
Yeah.
It's so cool.
His mom posted his first freestyle the other day online, and I was just like, it was from 2015, I think, something like that. Even that's crazy to think he's been yo-yoing for 9 years, you know? Like,
Yeah.
because you always just, when kids are coming up, you're never like, oh, can't wait to see them next year. They're for sure going to be around. Like, he's definitely a lifer at this point,
Yeah,
you know
yeah.
what I mean? But you're always just kind of like, oh, I wonder how long they're going to last, or like
Mhm.
if they're going to just drop off the face of the earth one day. Like, and it's very rare for that to like happen, then people come back. Like, Blaze has definitely taken long breaks, you know what I mean? And then
Yeah.
same with like Nathan Joseph. He won't come to a contest for like 6-8 months, like won't post anything.
That
and
was
then
crazy. Luke Troutwine was at
Yeah.
Nats.
Surprised he didn't final. Like,
yeah.
I mean, it's not like he was really practicing, but it just, yeah, that's crazy to me because he's so good. And like a lot of the current people who are very good, he was like scorching 6-7 years ago. You know what I mean? He was doing so much better then. And did he ever win a big contest? Did he win NER, MAR,
I
or
think he won East Coast Masters. Not, you know.
okay? That was a
Was
big
it? Didn't he
deal.
win
Yeah.
VA States
VA States
in
that
like
kinda sounds
2020?
familiar,
Yeah.
I think he won 2020, and then PNWR happened, and then like that was the end of
Did he
contest
play-
for 2 years.
Did he place at PNWR?
Yeah,
Okay, he got like second or third.
I think
Maybe
so.
did he win? Maybe I'm just misremembering it. No, because I
Definitely
remember
win.
his dad being like very excited after that contest, but it may have just been because he got top
He got
three.
fourth at Nats like 2019, I think.
That's right. Yeah,
Yeah, like he was like on top for a short minute. Yeah.
he was like right there at like breaking through, and now he just got a Ivy League degree. I'm saying that very facetiously. Like, obviously, that's much more valuable.
That's worth
than-
taking a break from yo-yo.
No,
right?
yeah, that's what I'm saying. 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I see a lot of other people that are like so dedicated and like, all right, I'm really gonna go in for the next year or whatever, and just like, bro, what are you doing right now? Like, you should be, if you're getting like to your early to mid 20s and you're like, I'm really gonna do this yo-yo thing for the next year. Like, I just gotta grind for a year and go into grind mode, and like, good for you,
He's
I guess.
incredible, yeah.
If that's what you want to do, but that's just like wild behavior to me because like I don't know, I had a job in yo-yo and like but I wasn't actively getting better, you know what I mean, because I was still working a ton. But that's just, I mean, it is what it is. Good for you, like that's cool if you're able to do that, but that's just wild that like a parent is kind of idly sitting back and being like, you're gonna take yo-yo seriously for a whole year. Like,
Yeah.
what are you thinking, Jay?
I was just daydreaming about, like, I wonder what people's practice regiments are like now.
Oh yeah, it's
Like,
crazy.
It's gotta be really a lot, right? I mean, the body tricks and shit, like all that stuff is, the freestyles are built so differently from when we were young. Like, it's a real
That's why
performance.
they use those
and
big ass yo-yos now. Yeah, exactly. It's a real performance.
So
yeah.
like, I was just thinking, like, I never had, like, you know, I would run my freestyle or a loose version of what I was gonna do, just the tricks. But
Right.
I don't have any experience with like that kind of yo-yo practice. So I was just thinking it's something I never really thought about. Like, actually grinding
Oh yeah,
is something new to me, kind
that's
of.
got to be crazy because like, it's not like everyone's just stock autopilot tricks are gonna match to the music, and then you just piece together
No.
A B C D. It's gonna be like, oh, I gotta put D first, and then do
Right. Yeah.
this body trick and that trick, and like, I was thinking about that at the contest. It was just like, yeah, what the practice regimen looks like, how much time it actually takes to spend building a freestyle.
It's
like-
crazy, man. Like, music cues would stress me out so hard.
right?
I would get so nervous if I knew there was a big trick music cue coming up. Like, I don't know how I'm so impressed by anyone who
Yeah.
manages to hit like a insane trick at a moment like that.
Yeah.
That's like serious.
It's cool
Performance
seeing
skills.
like so many people at nationals were doing like real like stage presence, hand gestures, and like there's just a lot more showmanship. I thought this last year that was cool to see. Like,
Was a lot.
you know, like
It is going
last
into
week.
like anime territory.
Yeah,
a
bro,
little
that
bit.
shit is so
I
cringe
don't know.
to me.
I don't quite understand the like
like
this
Justin,
kinda stuff,
Justin pulled it off
but-
with his
what
freestyle,
about like
but
like Hajime's 3A?
does he
was
do
so
hand
subtle,
movements?
Though. He did like kind of like and he just like that performance is a different level. Maybe I'm
Right.
biased for because it's so, but like he just pulled it off. He like sold it so well, and his
Yeah.
was really subtle. He did that one thing like where he like wound up a throw a little bit, right? Is that what you're talking about?
Yes, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
kind of thing. But it worked with like that song, that weird ambient song he used, like atmospheric song. It worked. Whereas like I don't know. I'm not trying to hate on it. It's just
No,
it was.
hear
I
you,
noticed
though.
it too. What you said, but I noticed like a few people kind of just doing the same thing, and it felt a little maybe like
Who was the
just
first?
like I need to do something because I need the showmanship point.
Who was the
so I'm
first
gonna do,
person
like,
to do this one, Kurti? But like, was that Kieran?
Oh yeah, that's
Like
a good
after
one.
they get done
Probably.
doing something, they'll like do a 180 or a 360, and as they turn to the crowd, they go and then throw a front style trick.
Yes,
Oh yeah, that's a
yes.
Kieran thing, right?
I'm
It's
pretty
gotta
sure,
be.
yeah, it's like
so.
a conductor almost. You know what I mean? But
Yeah,
with yeah,
That's meta now. Like,
Yeah.
that's like so many people do that.
but it's
wild.
not like a dance move. You know what I mean? Where it's like, oh, we can all do the fucking crank that, and like, what is that? I remember
front
that.
style start.
What does that mean? Just when you're about to throw it front
Oh
style?
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
so
Who
many
was
people
the-
Who
do
does
that,
that? Who
too.
did that? I forget.
That's
originally.
old one. That was
I kind of remember seeing that like in a Japanese freestyle or something. Maybe I
Yeah.
forget.
yeah, someone fast, a Japanese guy doing, and he's
Was it Shinya Kido or
Yeah, maybe.
Ooh, might be.
Not Kango? Maybe Shinya.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
And again, I'm not talking shit on the new thing because when we were young, had the just like everyone would just do the Yuki. Like
But even that, like,
it makes more sense to me than like the
it not only makes more
sorta-
sense, but like you outgrew it. Like that was what you did when you're like 12 or 13. You're like,
Yeah.
oh, I can control the crowd a little bit. Yeah, and then everyone's like, yeah, go person, right? Yeah. But like, I remember like Worlds 2006. I must have done that like 8 times in my freestyle. Like after I land something, be like, come
Is your
on,
World
give it up.
06 freestyle online anywhere?
I don't think so.
I gotta see that. I've never seen it.
But I
don't
just
think.
remember like Connor Skolton and a couple other people being like, "Yeah, but you asked for applause like 8 or 9 times. Like, imagine if you just yo-yoed at all during those times. You probably would have gotten like you probably would have placed, scored a
Yeah.
little higher." And I'm like, "Oh man, you're right." Like,
I gotta find that freestyle. What song did you use?
Dashboard Confessional.
Hell yeah.
God. Yeah. I saw quite a few very cringe hand movements in nationals though that was just like, what the fuck is this person doing? Like there was also a few years ago they made it like they forbade whatever the word forbid people to compete in more than like 2 divisions or something. Like you weren't allowed to Iron Man it, you could only compete in like, or you had to
a
qualify
rule now?
maybe. It used to be, yeah, because Josh E used to just do like every division and score really poorly. And like a couple years, I don't even think they had prelims for certain divisions because there was only
Yeah.
2, 3, 4 people that did it. But that was another thing I kind of noticed this year was like mad people competing in multiple divisions where it's just like you don't need to do this. Like you're not good enough. You know you're not gonna do well in this other division. Why are you doing it? Like I'm not trying to take a shit on anyone. It's just like.
Yeah, I didn't notice at Nats, but obviously in yo-yo contests in general, I've seen that where it's like you do want to like the scheduling is hard for yo-yo contests.
Yeah, and
no
that
matter
too,
what.
it's gonna the one division you are really good and excel at, it's gonna prevent you from doing well because you're so focused on like, all right, let me do my 4A freestyle, let me do my 2A freestyle.
I'm all for having fun, but you do have to pick and like you don't want to waste too much time.
It's just too
'cause-
much. It's not Pennsylvania states. You're not getting
Right.
a boatload of yo-yos if you win any division. It's just purely like for the title, you know what I mean? And people take that shit very seriously, and it cheapens it when
There
someone's
was no
just
cash for nationals.
no, I don't think so. I think the
That
person
really, we gotta figure that out, man.
person who won the most
Yeah.
money was Jim E. Johnson, the old guy from Louisiana, because he did the Gentry wood yo-yo challenge thing.
Yeah.
$600. I didn't know it was that much money,
That's
or
what
else
I
I would have
mean,
competed
like-
in it and I would have won that shit. But
I don't know. I'm not gonna sit here and talk like I know. I'm sure there's so many expenses and shit that I don't know about. But it's like,
yeah, especially
I feel
this
like
year.
just maybe getting like a really like if somehow work a deal with Duncan, for example, on that Nats freehand, and like a couple bucks of each one goes to like a prize pool. I mean,
Yeah, if they would have charged 30
I don't
bucks a
know.
piece or something,
Yeah.
and then
stuff like
take
that.
$5 to
But as
give.
long as it's a yo-yo, people are actually gonna buy. You know what I mean? Not just like throw a Nats logo on some random shit.
The last
That might work, right?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I
The
think
last
people
coup-
would be stoked to like support
Yeah, I
paying
would
out
have
the
bought
winners.
multiple if I knew part of it was going towards
Yeah.
prize money.
The last
Same.
couple years at Worlds, they used to try to give away prize money, but they would never announce how much it was for until like the person won, because it was like based on how many registrants there were.
Yeah.
Like,
Hey, whatever though. Like at least that's better than nothing. Still,
there's
I don't care if they announce it or not. Like they just should. So winners should get some cash.
Yeah, well,
Pay for their trip a little bit.
not to talk shit on the National Yo-Yo League, because they work very hard to try to provide an amazing contest and it goes well, but like there's opportunities and bigger sponsors out there, and more there's sponsors within yo-yoing that want to give more, but it's just like there's no incentive for that. There's no like
Mhm.
creating content afterwards with someone filming. There's
All
nothing
that shit
really.
would be like, now that Ben's the official videographer, that could be coordinated.
And he's got multiple angle cameras.
Mhm.
I was talking with someone about that. Like
Maybe in some
if
years.
you could edit together like a sizzle reel where like highlights from different freestyles and then sort of just like some hype music and make it like a YouTube short or whatever.
Just doing top 3, that's
Just to try to
15
get people to watch the full
Yeah.
freestyles, like who's gonna win type of thing. Have some Justin, Connor, Hunter, sick music, sick tricks, and then like some B-roll too. I think that would go a long way in like getting non-yo-yoers or casual yo-yoers to be like, oh shit, I'm gonna go check out the Nats freestyles.
There was people that were from like New York Yo-Yo Club had a pretty good showing, but it's not like maybe 30-40% of their Yo-Yo Club came, you know what I mean? There could have been another 2-3 dozen people from New York that came down for the contest. I don't think
That's
it's
real. Huh.
there was a lack of promotion of the event, but I don't think that's why. I think it's just hard to come down from New York, or like it was expensive and
Yeah.
you know, whatever the case may be. But there was even people like Luke Hildebrandt was telling me like on Wednesday, he's like, oh, I just found out Nationals this weekend. It's like,
yeah.
you follow like Yo-Yo Expert, all these accounts, like they would post about it on their story or whatever, but it's like you got to watch the Yo-Yo Expert story to see that, and it's under 15 random videos that Eric reposted that day.
Yeah. Yeah, like using some of the footage that Ben got this year, maybe put some stuff together for next year to like be posting on then whatever all their
Just
account
once
stories.
a week, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
and then all
making
the
like that would help.
Sure, it's like promotion too would be cool, like Reddit and like all that kind of stuff, sending it
Yeah.
out. Like Ben used to do that kind of stuff, like right,
Ben McPhee.
right. Like I think I heard that somewhere, that he would just like send out like the Nationals winner to like ESPN.
Yeah,
and,
me,
like,
Yeah, like a press release.
Yeah, he would send out a
Right.
press release to the Associated Press, which is just like all the different
Yeah.
papers, and then like
That's a great idea.
yeah. Even that, I don't think he does that anymore. But like, if they did that, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it needs they need like a social media manager or something.
Yeah, it's. I mean,
Which I know they're doing their best. Like you said, it's like
Yeah.
it's a lot, and they're putting in a lot of work for not a lot of thanks. So I get it, but these
And
are all
it's-
just ideas. You know,
yeah.
not trying to criticize.
No, for sure. Everyone on the board or in the league is very aware of all that too,
Yeah,
where they're just
I'm
like,
sure
we need to do better, we need to promote more, we need to do this, we need to do that. Like, one big thing that could be done is just literally fundraising. Like,
Yeah.
get every yo-yo company to give 4 or 5 yo-yos. Give one yo-yo that they release throughout the year, or do a special edition, do 10, have an NYYL colorway that they
I'd be
make.
happy to get order
Right.
special colors or get like some art engraved on a couple and just give them to him for him to auction off. Or,
Yeah.
like, I'm happy to do shit like that.
And
for
like
sure.
you guys were saying, people would bid on them because they want to support the league and want to,
Yeah.
but there's just no incentive right now. Like, I've personally heard from bigger sponsors that like they have huge budgets, like tens of thousands of dollars to spend on things like this, but they just can't justify it because the league proposal, like when you get the sponsorship for proposal, is just very lackluster, and it's like basically like it's a privilege to sponsor nationals or that you get to, so like just give us some money. And it's not like worded in a rude way or anything, but it's just there is no plan or follow up, or there's nothing to accompany it. I feel like there's serious potential for outside sponsors too. Like when you look at the Japan Nationals backdrop, they have like fucking
crazy.
Doritos,
G-Shock.
Axe, G-Shock.
Never
yeah.
forget about the Shake Shack sponsor at
Yeah.
MAR. That was pretty fucking cool.
Were you there that year, Jake?
Yeah, that was at the King of Prussia Mall.
Yeah, yeah.
That was a fun one.
Yeah,
I
all I
think that's
did.
the last time I saw Shane Karen. We were at
Yeah, then he
Shake Shack.
moved.
He was playing 2A at Shake
Oh my
Shack.
god.
God damn it. We were talking about that one episode. Don't yo-yo at the restaurant. Especially 2A, bro.
This is that type of juice that like doesn't quench your thirst. You know when you drink it and then you're
Oh,
like
yeah.
kind of thirsty.
Bring you back for
afterwards?
more.
Yeah.
Here, let's sprinkle in some viewer questions because we have a lot.
Yeah.
We don't have to do it. We can get back to Nat's talk.
I was gonna say do a couple of those and then we'll talk more
Yeah.
about Nats.
Viewer questions. Let's find a good one. That won't take us 3 hours to answer. All right, well, here's just a goofy one to start.
All right.
Hey, Radio Yo-Yo. This is a question for all of you. I want to know, would you rather fight 100 duck-sized Markmonts or one Markmont-sized duck? Thank you. Bye-bye.
I wonder who that is.
Yeah, it sounded familiar. 100 Markmont-sized
100
ducks.
duck-sized Markmonts.
Oh god.
Or one Markmont-sized duck. So a huge duck or a bunch of tiny Markmonts. I'd
Yeah, I
probably
don't
take
know.
the duck.
Yeah, the duck.
You
Yeah.
just grab its neck and start strangling.
Fucking kill the
Just
duck.
like hold its beak closed and punch it.
Imagine the 100
Bunch of
duck-sized
tiny Markmonts.
Yeah. tiny Markmonts. One of them just
Yo,
starts
yo.
nipping at you. Yeah.
yo, 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 yo.
They're all yelling the same things,
Oh
or
my
they're
God.
just
They all have
commentating
really
your
long
yo-yoing.
strings.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That
definitely.
was a good one.
Definitely one.
One duck,
Giant
one big
duck.
boy duck.
I'd go for the 100.
You just want to hang with 100 Markmonts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have so many good Markmont stories that I can't tell on pod, but what a legend.
All right, let's see
I
here.
could bring Mark with me everywhere.
One little Markmont, you
I
just
could
bring
have a-
everywhere with you. A
I could
duck.
have a car Mark.
A car.
I could have a bedroom Mark. I could have a bathroom Mark.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. You're in the bath. He's like, "Man, your shit smells, bro. What are you doing in there?"
That'd be
This
great.
one I can't even quite understand. Let's see.
Hey guys, it's Hironori Meads, and I just had a revelation the other night, so I wanted to bring it up to you guys. So, like, the other night I was thinking Yoshihiro killed 5A. But then I realized that I was wrong about that. Because if you think about it, 1A actually killed 1A. Because 1A is just 5A, but you, the person playing 1A, are the counterweight. So what are y'all doing yesterday? Bye.
Who is that?
I don't know. They said they were Hironori me. It's not Hero.
No,
As
obviously
soon as I
not.
said that, I was like, "This is not Hero."
Yeah,
you
this is a
fucking
troll
liar.
call, but he said, yeah, it was all a joke, I guess. I do like the idea of us just being big counterweights, though. That's funny.
That's what it feels like when you're on acid. You're just a big counterweight.
Yoshihiro, who's that? Is that Yoshi?
Yoshihiro?
Yoshi 5A guy? He said Yoshihiro killed 5A.
Is he on Duncan?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, the Yoshikuda or whatever. it is.
Yoshihiro
Yeah.
Abe. Yeah.
He killed 5A?
Yeah, what does that mean? I don't.
I'm not
He's
sure.
good.
Like he
Yeah.
killed it? Like, yeah, I don't know. He's
Nah.
good. it's I don't get it.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know anything about that. He asked what we were doing yesterday. I don't remember, honestly. Working.
I was at camp. I was at Yo-Yo camp.
Yo-yo camp.
Yeah.
Any solid prospects at the camp?
No, what?
Future world champs?
Oh my god. No hunters. Not
No.
a single hunter in any of the camps.
Damn.
I don't know how I got so lucky to run into that one.
Let's see here. Oh, these are the... I forgot. Okay, here's the texts. Damn, we have so many. Thanks for all these messages, guys. We got like 5 episodes worth. All right, let's see. All right, I'll just read them without reading them first. Modding yo-yos has come up a few times now. It seems always more steered toward either your guys' personal experience with it / average person mods. What about past and current professional modders? There's been and still are some great modded yo-yos being made by a handful of people in the community. 3D printing also holds a place with current mods / innovation. There's even some designs that would not be a thing today without modders originally doing them. Not seeking promotions for anyone in particular, just seems odd that so many have wrote it off as a thing of the past, only done on old yo-yos. Thanks all.
It is for sure a thing of the past. I mean, it's not...
Yeah, like the modding we're talking about. I mean...
People still mod yo-yos now, but it's like, it's purely to make them play different, not better. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So
was-
that's the distinction, I guess.
Yeah.
We like modding for out of necessity versus modding just for fun. So yeah, modding for fun still exists.
Yeah, they bring up a good point though about
3D
technology
yeah.
wouldn't be possible. Like, I remember when recessed pads started to become just standard in yo-yos, and I was like, I wonder if like Takeshi is ever gonna try to... He can't like patent that idea. I don't
Yeah.
think it's just an idea. It's a modification to something. It's not... If he
Mhm.
released a yo-yo with that in it and then patented that, then maybe. But even then, like, there's the idea of recessing something to reduce the friction is like a pretty widely known and used...
That is an
in
interesting thing. Like mods
industrial
did-
engineering concept. Sorry, go ahead.
mods led to like modern yo-yo
Right,
response,
yeah,
'cause
exactly.
friction
Silicone pads,
recessed
yeah.
to silicone pads to 19.
Even that, it's like, I wonder what those 3M sheets of silicone rubber are used for other than yo-yo pads. It's not like 3M just makes them to cut yo-yo pads out of. Like, gotta be
who
something
knows?
else. That's a good point, though, but... Yeah, I can't really... Like, Wesley Chang, the guy who does all the powder coating,
That's true. He
he's an
does
amazing
crazy.
modder, yeah. But it's like...
And he like fixes broken yo-yos
Yeah.
with mods, which is
a good usage of doing a mod, but it's never like he does it. It's most of the time like, oh, you strip this yo-yo and it can't be retapped, so like I'm gonna put a
Some
fucking
hub
ex-con
from a-
hub or something in
yeah.
it, and it's like, okay, cool. Like, it's very hard and it's crazy, it gets it dead smooth, but it's like, it's not like it was back in the day where...
Right.
Yeah, that's an amazing point though that I think a lot of people always forget is mods led to modern yo-yo, like you
Yeah.
said.
Yeah, I never even really looked at it that way.
Professional modder sounds kind of crazy though, because there's only a handful of guys who really do it at that level. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And, like, again, they all kind of just made... Like, there's only one S-Con, you know what I mean? Like, Eric Wolf was an amazing modder, but I can't really remember him doing anything too crazy. I think I do remember seeing, like, he made a Diffio hubbed Yo-Yo Jam yo-yo at one point.
Yeah.
It looked really cool.
Yeah. A few guys did that though. I think
Oh, yeah.
Frank did that himself.
Oh,
also.
maybe that's the one I saw.
Yeah.
It's like a blue Night
It's
Moves
like-
with
or
a diff
hit-
hub.
There's a Hitman with a Diffio hub too.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but I got one of those 3D printed capsule yo-yos that we were talking about last.
Oh, yeah,
episode.
yeah.
It's over there. It's so fun, dude. So yeah, 3D printing is like
3D printing's
kind
cool.
of a
I don't consider that a mod.
no, but it's the creative aspects of it kind of
but yeah.
are similar. It's like
And I feel like if
making
somebody
weird
used
ass-
a resin printer to make like prototypes, you could actually get a pretty accurate depiction of what the yo-yo is gonna play like, or at least feel like, versus like a regular 3D printed yo-yo. I played with a yo-yo of Ross's this weekend from
yeah,
Modern
he had
Yo-Yo.
a really
It was
good 3D
really
printed
good, yeah.
yo-yo. And I liked how he put the name, like
In
the lettering,
yeah.
and he said that was printed in.
Yeah.
Like, that's amazing.
He was explaining the printing process to me. I'll break it down after the pod because I don't know if he wants the sauce out there like that, but like it was very interesting and cool because like it's so wide. Like when I
Yeah.
threw it down, I was like, this is gonna play like shit, and then I was like, this is like an 8 out of 10 smoothness. This is surprisingly smooth.
Mhm.
And then like actually playing that, I was like, this is actually really good. Like, it's always been a dream of mine. Have you ever seen that Korean yo-yo store that just has like a print farm where they make a beginner yo-yo that's 3D printed, the YJ yo-yo, and they make
oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
they make a couple other yo-yos that are 3D printed too, but they literally have like 10, 15, 20 3D printer just always
Wow.
pushing shit out. And it's like, that would have been perfect when I was like, you know, I'm still doing tons of school stuff, but like
Honestly,
to
yeah.
make yo-yos to bring to schools because it's basically free to make those, you know what I mean? The filament is so cheap.
The filament can be.
Oh,
but
really?
I'm sure there's cheap filament, and I don't know what yo-yos like a beginner's yo-yo would require.
Right.
But I think that does add up, from what I understand.
And
I-
first base cost is already pretty cheap, you know what I mean? I
Yeah.
just gotta keep them in
Yeah, it
stock.
honestly might be more, because I
Really,
feel
yeah.
like I mean, I don't know, but I bet that capsule yo-yo costs like at least $10-15 to make a filament.
The plastic or what?
I don't know.
Plastic.
I could be totally wrong.
Ross
but-
said that the 3D printed yo he made was gonna have to be like 30 or 40.
Yeah, I paid $30 for that capsule
$40?
yo-yo, and like
Yeah.
I know he's not like gouging. You know what I mean? Like it's very reasonable.
Huh.
It is, the filament's kind of expensive.
Oh, if you buy like really durable filament or something.
Yeah,
or-
I guess. Or
I'm sure certain filaments are able to hold better concentricity than others.
all
and-
that, and like some are shitty cheap ones will clog your shit up. Like,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
all kinds of stuff. What is the best way to make a plastic freehand unresponsive? Clean the bearing.
Clean the bearing, yeah. The
If you're
bearings-
talking about the modern ones, yeah, just put a clean bearing in it, or get one of the concave bearing kits that they sell.
I would say just clean the bearing.
Yeah.
Like, just put it in some alcohol or put it in some acetone, and because most of those Duncan bearings, or the old ones anyway, came like caked with lube. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Have you ever played with one from getting it stock till it just totally was broken in, like when you were a kid or
very
anything?
first. The freehand zeros. and
Yeah,
shit?
yeah.
Probably, but I don't know. Nah, I usually cleaned my bearings.
Right. Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
John Robb used to be like so good at that. He would just get it, like
Yeah.
get me to silicone it, and then he'd like tell me to keep the regular bearing, and he'd just put some Yo-Yo Jam thin lube in it and play with it forever. And
I've
like,
been trying to do that with my Danny freehand. Like I've kept it stock.
Yeah,
and
me
it's
too.
getting getting a little better, but it's
but
not
it's
even
still
close.
responsive,
Oh,
right? Yeah.
I learned over the weekend because I wanted to make my Nationals freehand unresponsive.
Mhm.
I learned about those bearing kits, and the Duncan ones come with spacers that make the gap wider too. I didn't know that was an
Damn.
option on the new ones.
Yeah.
So I
'cause
ordered a bunch, but they're like back ordered and so hard to get. They're
There's
gonna-
no like actual bearing seat on a freehand like it is with the
Yeah.
Yo-Yo Factory. Like, if you look at the Yo-Yo Factory bearing seat or any other regular bearing seat, where the actual outer diameter, like where the outer race of the bearing rolls around, that's like just pushed in a little bit so that your string doesn't slip. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's like 1/10 of a millimeter higher than the actual wall of the yo-yo would be. You know, so like your string doesn't slip in. But with a freehand, it's just straight up flat. So like, what keeps your string on the bearing is like the spacers, and the spacers are so shallow that it allows the bearing to like sink into the body a little bit to prevent your string from slipping into it. I used to hate if you get a knot with a freehand and then you try to throw it and it does one of those like
Oh,
still
yeah, yeah.
it would melt the fucking freehand
yeah.
if you use the polyester string because it's made out of plastic too.
Clean that bearing. If you're trying to make an old freehand unresponsive, that's a lot more complicated.
Yeah, just clean the bearing, you'll be okay. I mean, it still might be a little responsive because those silicone pads they have in there.
Yeah,
are-
they have a break-in like that.
Yeah, but
that-
once you break them in, it'll be great and like be great for like a fucking year unless you're really picky or whatever.
And he said also, what in your opinion is the biggest advancement in tricks in the last 4 years? So since
4 years
2020,
specifically.
since the pandemic.
Yeah, I'm trying to think.
Probably
Because
just, we always just say the body tricks, but honestly, that's like so huge.
It is.
Zoning as well, I think.
What's that?
Like zoning as well.
Zoning is a good. Yeah.
I didn't really know what it was like 4 or 5 years ago, but now I see people I'm like, wow, great zoning. Like, seriously, I'm like,
Yeah.
it's definitely like something that I pay attention to.
That was a
now.
big hunter wave. You're welcome.
Yeah.
Zoning is a good one. My favorite has just been everyone's slack tricks have gotten like significantly better. I mean, I think slack was kind of a forgotten element from like 2008 until like 2000 and I don't know, 14, 15, 16, something like that. But now it's a bit of counterintuitive because I know a few pods ago we mentioned that like no one really does slack anymore, but it's like the people who do it or like the tricks that are the current slack meta are like very good, you know what I mean? Or slack, whips, all that kind of stuff.
That is weird. Slack has slowed down a lot, huh?
It has, but like I feel like it's the most impressive element, or it has like the most potential to do things with, because you can like whip it, you can use it to create new mounts, you can use it to like unveil parts of tricks. Like that can kind of be said about all sorts of genres of tricks, but just slack for some reason specifically stands out to me a lot. And Yeah, like nobody had great slack tricks, or if there was like a really good one, everyone would want to learn it. You know what I mean? For that period of
Right.
time. But now, like everyone has a really great kind of rotation of slack tricks that they all do, and it's cool to see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The body tricks for sure. I think they've taken over because of the zoning rules and the performance evaluations, but.
Yeah.
Also, in my opinion, all those body tricks have already existed for the most part. People are just piecing them together in
Yeah.
different ways. Like people always do behind the back trapeze or whatever, but now
Oh,
they're
yeah.
doing
And
like
the behind the wrist stuff has been around forever, but now there will be everyone has a part of their freestyle where it's behind the wrist, then behind the other wrist, then behind like
yeah,
a long like full combo of just like bendy
Yeah.
crazy shit.
um
It's like
It's
necessary.
not really like a trick or an element, and it's kind of obvious too. Mir Kim definitely just like set the bar, I think, on a level where just like people's yo-yoing, like their cadence and everything, just like looks different now. Like people weren't trying like the behind the back Brent Stoll 4 years ago,
yeah,
but
that's
now
a
it's
Mir Kim
like
thing.
that one in specific is Mir Kim, but like I don't know, I just feel like people are doubling up on elements and like that wouldn't really have been thought of before, and
Well,
like
I feel like that's a trick we used to do back in the day as like a joke, you know what I mean? Where it's like, oh, can you do Brunstole behind your back? Like, but now it's like it takes someone cool that wins a title to do it, and then it becomes meta. I don't know.
yeah, I don't know. I just feel like people's like energy on stage is like a lot higher. Like the difficulty of tricks they're reaching for,
Yeah,
it's
no, good
like
point.
more. It's just like more risk, I guess. That's probably
Yeah.
the best way to put it.
A lot more risk, and that's the body tricks like are more risky than they lend themselves credit for, just because like if you mess one up and then your string is wrapped around an arm and the yo-yo's behind your neck, and like it's gonna take 2-3 seconds to get unwrapped from that shit. It's gonna look terrible. You're gonna
Yeah.
lose track and focus versus like if you do it successfully and it gets you to the next trick and you're continuing to carry on, like it looks really impressive and cool. I'm trying to think of what else. Slack, body tricks, whip tricks have definitely
Yeah,
kind of made a
like
comeback.
next stole.
What's that?
Next stole.
Next stole, yeah.
When did that come around?
Like Nationals 2022 or 2022, I think.
Who was
yeah.
the first person to do that?
Was it Connor?
Connor
Seals?
Connor Seals,
I
yeah.
don't. Maybe that kind of rings a bell.
Really?
But I remember like a kid getting posted on the Yo-Yo Factory page for doing like next stole to next stole, and it kind of went like semi-viral.
Oh, that was the Yo-Yo Factory Chris, the kid.
I think it was
Yeah.
someone else. I don't know if it was him
Yeah.
or not. It didn't look like him in the video, but
He was one of the first people. Like I saw him doing the back-to-back one. He was one of the first for sure. I don't know exactly who. I want to say Connor, but I'm not totally sure.
Wow. If anyone knows, leave it in the comments. I'm curious.
Yeah.
I never
who
thought about
invented
it.
next stole?
Yeah, who did?
Those neck tricks were pissing Joe off at Nationals. It was so funny to listen to. He was just like, no more neck tricks. Next year they're banned. Like, no one's
That's
allowed
so
to do
funny.
neck tricks. It's like, bro, that's just the new wave right now. Like, they're all scoring points doing that. Like, and that's funny because when we were kids, like, there would be one concept every year that kind of got carried over to the next year. Like, in
Yeah.
05, Yuki did, like, cross-arm shit.
Yeah, yeah.
And then like 06, everyone had a cross arm trick or like was doing cross arm stuff. And then Ando did a tunnel, and like
yeah.
everyone was doing tunnels. I know Miguel invented it or whatever, but
Yeah.
Jason Lee told me that he saw Scott
Hmm.
Coyle doing tunnels in 2001.
I feel like I heard something. It was either that, the tunnel thing, or a different trick that guy Scott Coyle did. And
He was
like,
really good. Oh,
Yeah.
sideways figure 8.
Yeah. And like he literally has that in a video, a Sector Y video. Well, how about some favorite Nationals moments from you guys? I got some.
You wrote some down? You were prepared?
I got some in my head. Yeah,
Oh,
I got
okay.
some on a note. So,
Someone note.
I'll start.
John
Yeah.
winning again was cool.
Oh yeah, that was sick. I forgot that. That was very cool.
I guess
4
he's,
times.
He's probably the contend. Does Miguel have 4 titles? Do you know? I forget.
Nationals titles.
Yeah, he either has 3 or 4. I'm pretty sure.
Whoa, I didn't even know that.
Yeah, so John may take over the lead next year and have the most
Damn.
Nationals 5A titles.
That's crazy. I
Yeah.
wonder if Miggy has
Damn.
it in his profile.
I don't know. He has tattoos for it.
Oh yeah,
He has like
the
5A
5A.
stars, yeah, and then like he got them chopped off. Like it's the 5A star, but then like the additional titles he got are like little. Basically, looks like a sergeant's badge or something that like over top of the original 5A star.
Oh,
It's a pretty
that's
sick
cool.
tattoo, yeah. I always
Yeah,
kind
he
of wanted to
doesn't.
gank that idea from him.
Yeah, John winning was really. There were lots of moments where I felt emotional. I don't know if I was just in an emotional mood that day, but John winning, Aaliyah winning that inspirational award made me want to. I don't know. That made me feel really good
Yeah.
because she's
Same.
so nice. And Alex Kerfman's 3A freestyle where he did the 2 yo-yos on one hand at the end. That shit got me fucking so psyched.
Why?
Yeah.
I'm just curious.
Just because I'd
It's
never
so
really.
cool.
I don't know if anyone's done that in a freestyle.
He just used 2 yo-yos on one hand.
Yeah, but he did it really well, like very
Yeah,
dramatically.
I
to the
watched
music.
it, yeah.
Yeah.
I
The
just
whole
hated the
music
song
use.
used. Yeah.
I just thought it all worked. Well,
Fucking
worked, yeah.
21
Respect.
Pilots song.
It is weird that it's 21 Pilots. I would have never I didn't know. I've never listened to them, but I was surprised to see that in the post. But I thought it worked. Maybe I like that song. I don't know.
that was one
yeah,
trend
it was a beautiful routine,
that I did not
really.
like at Worlds this year, where it just felt like everyone was using.
At Nationals, you mean?
Yeah, thank you,
Yeah.
Nationals. If it wasn't
Harold?
like a soundtrack song, it was like a soundtrack esque or level song. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, some of the music can be too dramatic.
I mean, it
but
fits
it's
some
sick when
people.
it-
Like,
yeah, it's sick. It's so sick when it works. Come here, buddy. No one wants to. Everyone's scared of you.
you're torturing.
Sparations,
everyone.
bear. No.
Come here. I'm gonna grab this boy. Oh, maybe not. All right.
It's like, hey,
It's a birthday boy. Everyone wish Beryl a happy birthday. He turns 5 tomorrow. As he
knock
smashes
into
the camera over.
Yeah. He turns 5.
5 years old, my big
Oh,
5-year-old boy. In cat years, he's going to be 33, which is how old I am.
Yeah,
so
me too.
We're just
Wow.
a couple.
Jesus
We're just
Christ.
a crew of 33-year-old guys hanging out.
How long have you had him for? The whole time?
Yeah, since
You got him
the
as a
day-
babe?
Literally the day he was born, we found him abandoned.
Really? Holy
Yeah,
shit!
his siblings were dead, so his mom just like left him for dead too. But he was yowling in the barn, and he was like, "Dude, I'll have to show you some pictures. He was so fucking cute.
Do you think he's
So-
appreciative?
He is, but that's why he's an asshole. Is because it's really hard to socialize a cat correctly as a human. Like when he's a little tiny hamster-sized thing, he's clawing you and attacking you, and it feels like playing. But his mother would have like smacked the shit out of him and like made it clear like these are the rules. This is how hard you can bite when it's playing versus not, and like you can't really do that as a
Yeah.
human.
And they
So
say
we
don't
fucked
hit
up.
your kids, you know?
Yeah,
If it works, it works. No, I'm just
when
kidding.
you see these pictures, dude, you'll be like, "There's no way you could have like disciplined this little thing."
Yeah, you're
He's so
human. What are you
little.
supposed to do?
Yeah, exactly. So
Harold, please.
that's why he's so fucking mean. But
I feel like he wants to be nice. There's
Yeah.
just like some instinctual part of him that's like,
He's being nice right now. Yeah,
yeah,
it's all a ploy, man.
he hasn't attacked me in like 2 months.
When I walked
Beryl,
down the stairs earlier,
Tyler does not want you to sit with him. Come here, buddy.
when I walked down the stairs earlier, he like hissed at me and was trying to paw me through the stairs. He like,
Oh, he does do that. Yeah, he'll get you right in the face. What else?
okay, you're right. In the
I love
face."
that Kirkman thing. I don't know. I just have a lot of respect for anyone who will do something that they know isn't going to get any points, and they just want
Yeah.
to show it off on stage, because that used to happen a lot when we were coming out,
Right.
and now it doesn't happen at all.
I did
Understandable.
see your post
Yeah.
about it, which made
Yeah.
a lot of sense. Yeah.
I like that kind of thing. It made me really excited, and I was just like, good for him.
I was
Sure.
also thinking that like kid that got on Duncan Thomas, I think is his name.
Thomas Rajan.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
He's
yeah.
very good. So on Saturday
good.
after the police were called and stuff, I like saw him in the bathroom and there was like a weird shady guy in there too, Thomas Rajan. So I like kind of hung out outside the bathroom to wait for him to come out and make sure nothing happened, the Thomas kid, which like didn't look weird. I could have been waiting for anyone, you know what I mean? And then we're like walking back to the room, and he's like looking at me, Thomas Rajan, just like not like in a weird way, but he just like gives me like a head nod or whatever, and I'm like, hey, and we're like walking back. I'm like, you ready? And he's like, yeah.
Oh no,
he's like
did it
kind of a
backfire?
jerk to me.
He
Huh?
might have
Yeah,
thought
yeah.
you were the guy. Dude.
No.
He was, yeah, I don't know. I said something to him like congrats or whatever, and he just like laughed. He's like, thanks. Like, it's like, all right, like you killed it, man.
Imagine if he really thought that shit. He's like, I'm better than all these guys. Like,
He does.
I mean, he is really good.
he
I
is
don't
very
know.
good. I mean, I wouldn't go that far, but
No.
I'm not gonna say that he's 14 years old and he can't play for shit or anything, but he's still developing. You know what I mean? Like, it's amazing he places as high as he does with the tricks he does. But like, if you talk to any judge, he's just like very good at scoring points, and then also like his evals are just crazy good. So, which is equal. Like watching his freestyle, I never would have been like, oh yeah, that's like a 6 play. I think he had 6, right, or 8, something like that. He did really like surprisingly well. And like
Yeah.
when you watch his freestyles, he missed like a lot of tricks, but because evals are so valuable and he does really well with them, like he scored a lot higher than you would have kind of anticipated.
You can tell he's just like competition driven.
Right.
And
Yeah.
that's it for him. That's where his focus is. Yeah.
Yeah, which is cool. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. It just like leads you to be like a car salesman type yo-yoer, you know what I mean? Where like
Yeah.
you're not really passionate about it for the reasons that like you originally started to. Like no one really picks up a yo-yo and is like, I'm gonna be the best in the world at this. Like very few people, I would say anyway.
I feel like nowadays some kids do.
You think
Or
so?
I mean, maybe not best in the world, like you said, but I feel like a lot of younger kids pick it up purely to compete.
To compete?
Watching-
Because they
Interesting.
see like Brandon Vu and Gentry, and it's
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I want to do what they do, which is compete.
Like sports 1A, like
Yeah, there's more competitors in regular
those
1A,
kids
yeah.
weren't innovating. Yeah.
You said they weren't innovating?
Not really.
No, yeah. I mean, it's not their job to do that. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
out of
And
100
they will
people,
eventually as they get older.
I mean, maybe.
Some of them will.
what do you think is the statistic, roundabout speaking, for like, for every 100 yo-yo players, how many are like innovative to a point where they contribute to the progress of yo-yo or yo-yo tricks?
I mean, it depends.
I would say under 5%.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that in a negative or shit talking way. Like, I wasn't that person for a long time. You know what I mean? It wasn't until I like I won worlds and then like started playing 1A and stuff that I was really contributing in a way that was helping progress yo-yo.
But even little contributions, like whoever invented next stole,
yeah, no, you're right. Yeah,
that might be the only thing they ever contribute innovation-wise, whoever it was.
yeah.
And it
That's
was-
huge. So
And it's like
helpful.
contest driven, but it's still innovation.
Exactly. That's what I meant by like those kids will innovate eventually, because like the meta just has to change eventually. Maybe it doesn't. That would suck, but it will keep like things will keep changing.
I mean, it's
growing.
already changed. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like, it's gotten different. I don't want to say better, but it's definitely yo-yo's better. Like yo-yo
Yeah.
is. We always talk shit on it, or I always talk shit on it. But like yo-yo is in the best place it's ever
Oh,
been
yeah.
in terms of tricks. The yo-yoers are better than
The
ever. Like,
performances are super entertaining.
yeah, like the amount of people I follow on Instagram, and anytime I see them post, I'm always like, holy shit, like this person is incredible, and like we're so lucky to have them
Yeah.
be a yo-yoer. Fucking Matt Doyle, that
Yeah.
Canadian kid, Gian, I forget his name, but like
Oh yeah, yeah,
he
yeah.
yo-yos like really little concentrated and
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, they're amazing.
Yeah. Japanese players call it normcore yo-yo.
Yeah. I love that shit.
And yeah, like there's just so many more amazing players than ever. So like we can't, or excuse me, I always say I can't like talk shit on it for that reason, but it's like the competition meta is for sure changing, and like even that's better than ever. Like I would rather watch top 10 nowadays than like top 10 when we were kids, because like maybe 3 or 4 of the top 10 would be like really good, and then everyone else would just be like, it was okay, or like this person doesn't have as good of tricks as top 3 or whatever. But like now pretty much everyone is pretty coherent and fluent
Yeah.
and like able to execute something amazing.
Yeah, you can tell it's like a more calculated thing now, where it used to be like you just knew who the top 3 was going to be, like you
Right,
said.
yeah.
I also think it's wild thinking about like I hope I'm not going off script here. All right.
Yeah.
Like I mean, when I was, I don't know, like 14, it was like cool to innovate, like because of innovation movement and like
Yeah.
just seeing like you, Jake, like
Oh,
like I don't know, like it was just a totally different thing. Yeah.
I mean, it's a campaign, and it's like just like Jake was saying, kids come up today watching Brandon and Gentry, and like Brandon does an amazing job with his content, building himself into a competitive player. Because like before he was doing these vlogs, no one was checking for Brandon Vu to be like, oh, I wonder how he's gonna do on stage.
Yeah,
and now
yeah.
it's like he
No,
is
he
a
legit did
mainstay,
it.
right?
Yeah. Which is cool.
But yeah, because like I remember when innovation movement started, I was like, this is kind of cringe. Like you shouldn't call yourself innovative or whatever.
But in hindsight, it was fucking awesome.
It was, and that
Yeah.
shit really helped a
Yeah.
hive mind of like you need to be better. You want to get better. You
I
want
feel
to
like
want to innovate. You want to be creative. Go ahead.
I wasn't super around for that, but I was on the outskirts. I feel like that sort of helped give birth to like Kurti and Colin and Kieran.
Yeah,
though, right?
100%,
Like,
yeah.
Am I right in that?
Because
Which is like some of the best yo-yoing
Yeah.
ever. So that's
tons of those people kind of
very important.
reference innovation movement as like a very pivotal part of their early yo-yo journey.
Yeah,
and
that whole
experience.
generation. So
And it for sure, pushed Zach to new heights. Like Zach was
Right.
always going to be amazing. He's always been amazing. Like I remember giving him like a handful of Yo-Yo Factory yo-yos at 2009 Nationals because I was like, this kid's going to be fucking incredible. And like he already was incredible, but like I was like, this kid could like win worlds eventually. Like his tricks are just amazing if he sticks with it. And then I think he got on Caribou Lodge like a year later or something. But I was desperately trying to get him on Yo-Yo Factory at the time. That would have been a different world.
yeah, wow.
Sometime we'll have to do an episode about how I got Jensen on Yo-Yo Factory.
We're gonna have a follow-up episode on that.
No comment. Time for a juice.
Juicy sip. Yeah, well, I think that kind of thing will come around again. It ebbs and flows and goes out. Like
Yeah.
innovating and being creative with tricks will have another moment in the next couple of years. I
Yeah.
bet, with the younger crowd, and then
It's more so just differentiation. I think that was the big contributing factor to when we were younger and it making it seem like it was cooler or better.
yeah,
Because like the top 10 would just be so varying degrees of play. Like it would be way different. Each player would be so much different. In the last one, they would rarely repeat a trick. Like no one would do a lot of the same shit. Like it was, you might, like everyone would have a cross arm trick, but it would be a different variation of the cross arm trick or some, you know what I mean? There would be something to do with it, not just like, oh yeah, he did that from a neck stole, or like he did the behind the back thing from a negative 2.5 hook. Like,
And the thing is, the only reason that changed, there's a couple reasons. The rule changes that happened, that killed a lot. I mean, that killed 5A, that killed 4. I mean, 4A is doing pretty good, but there's a lot of 4A tricks a lot of things in 4A to explore that won't be explored because they don't score points.
Yeah.
Same in 5A. And then also, so that, and then the sort of, not blaming scales, but like making it like gamifying it to the point where it's like, this is how you do it.
yeah.
And so those two things together, I think, are the only reasons.
I don't think that was their intention because everyone who's
I'm
on
not
scales,
saying it was.
I'm not saying that
Not
you're
at
saying
all.
it was.
Not
Yeah,
at all.
yeah.
But I'm saying, I just don't know who else to like point to make my example.
Yeah,
of,
no,
like
for
what
sure.
I'm talking about. That's all. I'm not saying that was their intention.
Because it's kind of
or
ironic that
anything.
all those guys are so innovative. Like Mark,
Right.
Colin, Remy,
Yeah.
fucking
Bergie,
everyone, Bergie, yeah, everyone.
Kai was involved in the beginning. Like
Yeah.
it.
Kai
was-
named it.
Yes, it was. They had the right intentions and everything. I love them. And
Yeah.
the shit they do is. I'm not like.
We're not at
blaming
all
them.
talking shit. Yeah,
No,
yeah. But
I'm
you're
just
totally
saying,
right.
like,
yeah.
But they did, and then people kind of took that, like analyzing freestyles to that level and like how to build your combos and freestyles to score optimally. They like other people took that and ran with it to the point where we are now, where it's just like it's like a game. You like can pretty much take a pen and paper and like put together a winning freestyle, and as long as you practice it and hit it, you're going to get the score that you click yourself getting.
right.
Ahead of time, like all that stuff. Like players when we were young weren't clicking their own. Well, a little bit they were, but
only the most
less
serious people. It
yes.
wasn't like
And it
people
was,
who weren't even qualifying were like, my 1 minute clicks.
and it was all so
55.
much
It's like, what the
looser,
fuck?
yeah. So all that stuff, and I'm not saying any of that's bad. I'm just pointing out like that's why it changed. So now instead, there's not much room for creativity, well, like innovation on stage. So it has to happen off stage. So like innovation movement, like you said, made that cool. So we just need something else to like, or someone to make it cool again.
Yeah.
And then get people excited about showing off stage. And I feel like guys like Daniel Kim do that and Tagyo and stuff, like just by being the level they're at. Like,
Right.
I'm sure that inspires kids that to like come up with crazy shit. But the other problem is we don't always see it because no one's doing it on stage. So it's
Right.
like you'll see some guy on stage, so like, oh, whatever, and then you see him off stage, and their tricks are like, oh my god, this kid is incredible.
Yeah.
I wish they could do those tricks on stage, but they can't.
A lot of those tricks are hard too. Like I never
Yeah.
thought that a lot of the more difficult tricks that are being performed on stage, the whips and stuff, because they were so risky back in the day, like that people would be performing them like that. But who did you guys think won when you watched? Did Hunter go before Justin, or did Justin go before Hunter? I think Justin went before Hunter, right?
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, and then Hunter went. Who did you think won when you watched them?
Bro, it was tragic. I went downstairs. I was so hungry.
Oh no, Jake!
I went down to the bar and got chicken fingers. And I was sitting at the bar waiting for my chicken fingers, and I just heard the eruption upstairs of Justin's freestyle. I fucking missed it, bro. I watched it on YouTube, though, and it was awesome. I really wish I would have fucking seen it in person.
Yeah.
I think I saw everything else. I missed, like, his and maybe the Nick kid you were talking, like, one other person.
Mm-hmm.
But it was the first contest in many years where I, besides those one or two, I watched, like, all the finals freestyles for, like, it was exciting. I was, like, really excited.
This is the first time I've ever watched all the finals.
Yeah.
It's kind of funny.
Yeah, I don't know if I ever have on it. And like I said, I missed a couple, but
Well, back in the day,
I
there'd
was
be a
like-
lot more finalists too.
Yeah.
Like,
but I was like into it, dude. It was a really exciting contest. And I didn't know, obviously, because I missed Justice Freestyle. I didn't know who was going to win, but
Hunter did he switch? I think he
I
switched.
think he did.
yes, with a switch, he still got third, which is crazy.
Yeah.
Which I guess when you're at that level, I felt like Hunter's tricks were better, but like that doesn't, like, evals are so crucial, and Hunter had very little evaluations. Like his performance was nowhere near as good as Justin's, you know.
Yeah,
Justin had
I like-
amazing
I
tricks
like-
too. I'm not saying that his tricks were bad by any means. It's just like it seemed like Hunter's were like a little bit more difficult, and he did miss a lot more, but like he had that one major deduct, and he had like 10 flubs, which is like a lot, but like I think that's kind of proof is in the pudding that his tricks were good enough to still get him a top 3 position, and like
Yeah.
with a major deduct and all those other things happening. But I real talk thought that, like, looking back, like, from purely just saying that, where it's like, you know, Justin went 98%. I think he had like 2 minor deducts. Like he had no major flubs where he had to like correct the yo-yo or do anything like that. Like his freestyle was virtually flawless. That, like, that coupled with the fact that his performance was better is going to carry you over the line nowadays. Like, I think Graham, didn't he say something about one of the top 3 players? Was it Justin won off evals, or is that a different division?
I forget what he said.
I think maybe, yeah,
He's-
something like that. We'll have to look at the scores. Should we look at it right now?
Are they on? Yeah, they're probably on
I'm sure they're
Instagram,
on it.
right?
Yeah, Instagram. Yeah.
Let's see.
Yeah, I want to say he said like maybe it was another placement. It was purely because of evaluations. Not purely, but like they're like that's what gave them the winning slot. Like if evals were different, if it was weighted differently, they would have gotten like a lower placement or whatever. Yeah, I swore he said that about one of them, and I could see it maybe being true about Hunter.
So eval scores for Justin was 33.3, Connor was 35, and Hunter was 35.3. So Hunter had the best eval scores.
What? That's crazy. Okay. And then what were the tech scores?
Tech scores. Justin had a 60.
Wow.
Connor had a 55.4 and Hunter had a 56.7.
Huh. So, okay, it was probably Connor got second place because of the performance evaluation.
Well, no, because Hunter beat him in evals and in tech. So Connor beat Hunter in just didn't have the discards. It was less than a point. 89.1, 90.4.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So
So it was literally just the negative
but
one.
it
from
looks
the
like
major
Hunter
deducts.
beat Connor in. Well, they had the same routine construction, 8.7, whereas Justin had a 9. Musicality, 8.7 Hunter, 8.3 Connor, 7.7 Justin. Kind of surprised. I feel like maybe I don't know what musicality is, but Justin's freestyle was pretty like to the music, right?
Yeah, but
Is that not what that is?
is what there's a couple different music evaluations, right? Is there music use one of them, or is musicality music
It just
use?
says MU. Yeah, music use, musicality. Performance quality, they all had the same, 8.7.
What was the
and-
spread from first place to third place? Just a normalized
Total?
spread, yeah.
First place was 93.3 and Hunter was 89.1.
So it was pretty close.
It was really close, yeah. Looking at the individual things, though, it is interesting. Like trick presentation, Justin had an 8. Connor and Hunter had a 9.3.
What did Justin actually beat them in? Just tech?
Tech, he tied them in performance quality.
And the tech is
He
probably...
beat them in routine construction. I forgot
I mean,
about that
yeah,
one.
well, that is... He
But
definitely
even that
outdid
was
them
super
that way.
close, too. Holy moly. Between Shuyun and Thomas... Shuyun has 77.9, Thomas 77.6 total. So close.
Damn.
And then Chandler 77.1, all within a point from 6th to 4th. It's wild. That's Wild, our sponsor. Wild, yeah. Your wild moment of the pod. Man, we gotta get sponsors.
This is your wild moment brought to you by Wild.
Brought to you by Mountain Dew and the Goods Podcast.
Ben, what do you have to say about the Filipino?
That's wild. Now that's wild.
Now that's wild.
Oh no. All right. Well, any other nationals moments for you guys?
Oh, should we get this fucking post-it note to work?
I know. Colin winning, like I said earlier, was a fun moment. I that was cool to see.
Yeah, that's cool. I
Um,
thought when Justin's mom won, because there used to be like kind of a running theory behind the scenes that like people who win those awards are people who just never win titles.
Yeah.
But this year, and for Colin, unfortunately, it is true because he's never really won a major title. But like, Gentry won one, and then who else? I mean, like Aaliyah is another good example of like it's going to be difficult for her to ever beat Alex Satori. So like,
Yeah.
But like when Justin's mom got like what is it, sportsmanship award? I forget what she got. But in my brain, I was like, oh man, that probably means Justin didn't win. Like,
Oh, that's funny.
And then they're just giving his mom an award because he did so well, but like he didn't actually win. And then when he won, I was like, oh shit, this is really disproving the old theory of these awards are only given to people who don't win ever.
Well, it's because she like competes a lot, doesn't she? Like in the lower divisions.
She does, but she posts online. She runs the DXL
Yeah.
Yo-Yo Club. She does all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, but the sportsmanship is, I thought, because she like just competes to have fun. I don't know. I don't know what the.
I don't think that's
Award.
sportsmanship. I know what you mean.
Yeah,
but-
I don't know. Yeah, Justin winning was cool just because Graham did a really good job announcing it in like a super exciting way.
Who won what, you said?
When just the top 3 winners,
Oh.
the top 3 of 1A was just like a cool moment to watch because
Yeah.
I thought Graham did a really good job and
He's always good at the unveiling of those things.
and just how like everyone was excited for Justin was like cool to see, you know,
Yeah.
how happy he was and yep.
Yeah, it's funny how, like, everyone is kind of congratulating his whole family, you know what I mean? Because they're, like, a yo-yo unit, you know? Like I was talking to his mom, I was like, "This next year just has a luster on it, like no other year for you. You get to go everywhere and be like, yeah, my kid's the national champion."
That's awesome.
She's like, "Oh my gosh, that's so funny and cool." Like, yeah, you're gonna love it. Hopefully, he wins Worlds next.
You're gonna be meeting the Alchemist. Did you see that?
Yeah, dude. That I forgot to bring that up earlier.
Is he gonna
but
be
yeah.
in a fucking Kendrick music video? You think?
No, it's I can't talk about it, but it's for another thing. We'll talk about it off air.
Damn.
Yeah, it's for a cool project though. Like I don't know how Justin keeps probably because he just lives close to LA, but like
Yeah.
he gets booked for like these really awesome fucking. How does this keep happening? Is it just
It's
the air
AC,
conditioner?
bro. I'll turn the AC down.
Never happened on any other pod. This pod is brought to you by Modern Air Conditioning.
Alright, we're back.
Um,
Yeah, he does get. He was in the what? What's that guy's name? The
Shakewell, another
Shakewell, yeah.
rapper, yeah. And then he was in something else too, but yeah, his mom at Nationals was telling me, she's like, he's just gonna try to do like yo-yo stuff from now on and like get booked doing that stuff. And I was just like, in my brain for a second, I was like, that's gonna be kind of tough unless he does like yo-yo shows and stuff. And then I instantly sent her like the proposal she can send to schools to like get him to go or summer camps and stuff.
Nice.
And then it's hilarious because literally 5-6 days later, he's on set with Danny Trejo and the Alchemist, and it's like, well, shit all over my opinion. Like,
That's funny.
that's awesome though. I mean, I
Yeah.
don't know. He's a great representative for Yo-Yo in terms of being overly positive and welcoming and cool, and yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah, he seems like a cool guy. Shout out to Alex Morton,
What
who
the fuck
at
is
Nationals
this?
gave me this Element X signed by Ignitus.
Wow.
Yeah, bro. This was from his collection too. So this was one of his. He told me the guy who does the drawings, the yo-yo drawings. I have one
Okay,
somewhere.
Rob Arman.
Rob,
Okay, yeah.
He hit up Ignitus like years ago, found him on Facebook. Derek Walker is his real name, and was like, "Do you have any yo-yos?" And he's like, "Yeah, I have all." He's like, "I'll buy all of them." So apparently, Rob Arman bought all of Ignitus's yo-yos, including this one. And he's like, "Before you send them over, just sign them all." So there's a bunch floating around, but this
That's
is one of his
crazy.
element. Yeah, this is like,
Can I see it?
yeah,
That's awesome.
I couldn't believe that shit, bro.
I love these old Dave dye jobs
Yeah,
where the
it's such a weird one.
the team members played with them so much that it
wore off the rims.
Yeah, it's like a nice pair of jeans or something. This is fucking sick, man.
Right.
What a great
I want to
piece.
know what happened to all the rest of them.
All the rest of the yo-yos.
Yeah,
Hit up
'cause
Rob.
Rob doesn't have any. I don't think he has any of them anymore.
What?
I don't think he always is selling all his yo-yos. He like never has yo-yos.
Yeah.
But,
That's
yeah,
why I was
dude.
surprised when you just said he bought all of them. I was like,
Yeah,
is this
it's
the guy
like-
that like always
I mean,
sells, like,
maybe
everything?
Alex was mistaken, but he seemed pretty certain. Like that's who he got this from. He said so. Pretty crazy. But
That is
yeah, I
crazy.
never thought I'd see something like this. But Ignitus is like.
I wonder where he lives nowadays or what he's doing.
I think he's like a Midwest guy. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Michigan, I want to say, maybe Wisconsin. I should hit him up on Facebook. I did like around the pandemic when I started the dunk thing. I hit
Mhm.
him up just to see like if I sent you a yo-yo. He's just like, no, I don't even want a yo-yo. He like, I don't yo-yo, and I'm not. Don't bother sending me one.
Oh my
He
god.
was super nice.
Yeah,
about it,
yeah.
but you know what I mean? Like he has had zero interest.
That's crazy. It's like, I don't know.
Yeah.
You know who the first person to buy a Hypernova was?
Who?
Eric Hesterman.
Nice.
He's the
bro.
first one.
That's the
It's so
best.
dope. Yeah, when I
Dude,
looked
he
at the
buys dunks too, and it blows me away every
me too.
time.
The
I'm
second
like,
person was Steve Brown. And I was like, wow,
Hell
this
yeah.
is like my
yeah.
14, 15-year-old's wet dream of just being like, wow, Steve bought my yo-yo. Eric Hesterman bought it. Like,
Yeah. Eric Hesterman's awesome. I hope he posts a trick someday. I can't wait for that day.
that's
I'm always
crazy to me.
asking
He
him
has so many. He's got to have a. He says he told me he collects nickel-plated yo-yos, and I'm
he
like,
has every yo-yo I've released. So he
That's
has a big
wild.
he like collects yo-yos still, and I assume plays with them. But he's just not really a social media guy. But
yeah.
I'm like, even if you just like can send me, I won't show anyone.
I won't show anyone.
I just want to see him yo-yo. you
yeah,
know?
just fucking dick around for a couple minutes.
yeah.
Yeah.
He has such a great style.
The best style. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Or, you know, one of the best.
Yeah, I was watching his worlds. He got like fourth or some crazy placing.
2002 or 2003. Yeah. And he yo-yos to Glassjaw.
Yeah, such a
Many
sick
days,
freestyle.
many ways, many faces. Tell me why.
That's just like a sick. I didn't never realize he placed that high at Worlds, but
Yeah. with a freehand one, a red and white freehand one, right?
Oh yeah, yeah,
Was it tug response too?
probably.
Or he doesn't use the tug response
Even
all the
in
time.
2003, most of the second place to Johnny Brent was using a tug response Spin Master,
Which is crazy.
it's insane.
And it's a Starburst Spin Master too, right? The red one.
Yeah, Spin
Master 2 was
yeah, which was
Starburst, yeah,
Starburst,
double
yeah.
Starburst.
Yeah,
And it's funny watching him bind in that freestyle because it's just so.
yeah. Everyone was still awkward.
Yeah,
It's
why would
crazy.
you not just fucking clean the bearing and let it rock it unresponsive instead of doing a bind and then lubing? You'd have to lube the bearing, you know what I mean, to keep it
It's
responsive.
that weird period there where people were using half response, they were binding, but it was still kind of tug responsive.
Yeah,
but
that's just a nightmare.
that's horrible
to me. Yeah, right.
one or the other, bro.
Yeah, you
but-
can't really do totally slack tricks or totally
I wonder
whip
what that
tricks
was
or
about.
anything.
We gotta track down Brent Dillinger for the pod, dude. That would be crazy.
Have you ever heard the story with Kia about him?
Yes, I don't remember it off the top of my
The
head.
Red Bull Taurine story?
Yeah.
Have you ever heard this, Kurt? You know who Brent Dillinger is, right?
Yeah.
So he's at Worlds one year and Kia is there, and this is 2002 or 2003 Worlds, right after Red Bull started blowing up, and Kia's drinking a sugar-free Red Bull, which has taurine in it. Taurine is not a sugar thing. It's just I
It's
think
ginseng. It's
yeah,
an
it's
extract.
an extract
from a
or
herb
yeah.
root.
But Brent comes up to him and he's like, "Why are you drinking that?" And then Kia's like, "Excuse me? What are you talking about?" He's like, "Why are you drinking that one?" And Kia's like, "Oh, I just don't. It's a lot of sugar in the other one, and I just don't really want all the sugar." He's like, "It ain't got no tangerine in it." And then he just walked away, and
Hell
then
yeah.
Kia was sitting there for a few minutes, what the fuck is this guy talking about? And eventually, it hit him oh, taurine. He means taurine, but it still has taurine in it.
He would have been a 17, 16-year-old too.
I didn't think about that, but that makes it a
Yeah.
little more acceptable because in my
Yeah.
brain, he's just a grown-ass man
Nah.
being I don't know how to read.
That's funny.
Functioning illiterate.
Some damn Oakley's on and a polo under his sweater. That look. What happened to Rob Kitts, speaking of Oakley's? He had an Oakley sponsorship. He's still around yo-yoing, isn't he?
Yeah, he was
He does shows and stuff.
he was the first yo-yoer to go viral on TikTok, believe it or
That's
not. Not
crazy.
viral, but before TikTok really blew up, he had 15, 20,000 followers. Last time I went to Michigan, I saw him to do the yo tricks thing. He came out to Yo-Yo Club or something.
Wow.
And he was just
That's awesome.
He was like, "Man, you need to get on TikTok, man. This wave is the future." And I'm like, "What are you talking about? Why? It sounds idiotic." And then he's because him on TikTok, he's just doing 2A in a room that he painted with UV reflective paint and black lights, and he would like paint his face and wear like
Yeah.
a Green Man suit and just doing like basic 2A, and it's like
That
this
sounds
is
amazing.
Yeah.
it's like a performance art piece more than
Yeah.
anything, but not like a good one or not an interesting one. Are you gonna talk about Dunk EX
Oh yeah.
or
Dunk
LX? What is it called?
LX.
Sorry.
If you saw me at Nats, maybe you tried this, but I'll
What's
have it at Worlds.
the acronym? Is it an acronym or what is it? Is it
It's
just to
just
sound like a
like
pun?
A reference to Element X, LX. CJ came up with
That's
that. I
cool.
thought it was cool.
But-
yeah.
So you're saying the rings are 7068?
Yeah, so
And we were-
aluminum rings, aluminum inner hub. It's a C bearing. It's the original Dunk shape, so like the big fat wide one. And yeah, it's been a dream to have a plastic yo-yo forever. So this is technically a hybrid or whatever, but inspired by one of my old favorites, the Element X. And the feedback's been really good. People seem to like it. I'm really enjoying it. It's a good 5A yo-yo, good 1A.
It's great.
Yeah.
I'm happy that you've found comfortability in the gap after
Yeah.
the first week. You're like, is this not good? And I'm like, it's fine.
I
It's
get
gonna
weird.
get better.
With, yeah, no, it's like perfect. And we did adjust the gap for the production. It's gonna be a hair smaller.
I feel
but-
like also when you first get like plastic machined yo-yos, there's like the finest amount of like plastic dust on it
yeah,
or something.
I think it was just slippery when I got it.
yeah.
And the other problem was I had just released the Slap SS, which is like a bi-metal, super powerful. I had been playing with that for weeks, and I went to this. And I'm like, there's something wrong with it. It doesn't.
yeah.
Because I hadn't played with a plastic yo-yo in like 3 years. Like I just don't really. I play with whatever yo-yo
You're
I last
currently
made, which are
production,
all
yeah.
metal. So it felt weird, but now that I've broken in the pads and it's grown on me, like it's super super solid. CJ nailed it first try.
CJ seems to like his a lot too.
He
He's
loves
posting
it. Yeah, everyone seems to like it who's tried it. So come find me at Worlds. I'm hoping to have some like a pre-release ready, like a not the full run, but some of them at Worlds, and I'm really excited to get together with you and die some.
Yeah,
We're gonna do a big. Maybe we'll do like a die episode.
we
too,
should. Yeah, it'd be
where
fun.
we just die a bunch of yo-yos.
Because it's a lot of standing around doing nothing until it's time
so
to
we
like
can
move
talk and
yo-yos
like
around.
yeah,
right,
that'll be.
yeah.
Let's do that, dude. We'll set it all up. That'll be fun.
Yeah, we'll have to do it outside because it's pretty messy.
Okay. Well, we'll get a nice day soon, and we'll.
the when you use the like, I think it's like sodium or benzyl benzoate, like the little shit that comes in the eye dye.
Yeah.
Like it stinks so bad.
Oh,
like,
for
you
real?
have to do it outside.
Oh,
yeah.
wow.
CJ did it in his basement the first time. His basement smelled like dye for like a year. It was kind of
Okay.
insane. It
Good
like
to know, because I was
soaked into the drywall. of
literally
his
gonna do
basement.
that shit in here the other day, but I'm glad I didn't. Yeah, so that's the next big one. I also have the chunk coming up. Those will be here like this week. They ship tomorrow. Shipping on the 4th of July,
That's
baby.
awesome.
But got some crazy colors. This is a collaboration that, if you haven't figured it out yet, you'll find out soon. But with a cool company,
The the
it's
coolest.
really popular and really awesome. Great to work with, and this yo-yo's super fun too. This will be at Worlds for sure. So lots of 2 exciting yo-yos, and
That's-
more slap is coming too. But
More slap.
I have more colors. Yeah, the slap SS. I have like the crazy good and evil. Some crazy.
You
shit.
have oh yeah, you haven't released some of the colorways yet.
Yeah, I have 2 more colors, and I'm just been lazy. I gotta get the laser engraving files vectorized and just get it done. But
Word.
I want to put some cool artwork on the last 2 colors of the slap SS.
Yeah.
but they are sold out now on my website, but
Oh,
more
that's
coming.
awesome.
Yeah.
Are you
yeah.
gonna do a cool flip from the company you referenced the colorways
Yes.
from? Or okay,
Yeah.
you should show
It's
me.
gonna
later.
be. Yeah, I'll show you. It's sick. Yeah.
That's awesome. I think that's a really cool concept. The colorways thing, like referencing old classic yo-yo colorways, but also like just taking yo-yos from our youth that are so cool or impactful and then remaking them like in your own kind
Yeah,
of.
that's why I'm pumped for the colors on the Dunk LX too.
Oh,
got
yeah?
all the like that black and gold with
Yeah.
the black with gold rings, the green rings, some really cool ones. And I really want to like just for a couple tests for fun, like try to get this style of engraving done on it.
That would be cool.
I don't know what that.
That's not even
entails.
engraved. Like if you look really close, that's hammered in.
Oh wow,
Like that's literally.
that's why it looks so like kind of shitty.
Yeah. Yes. Like if you look really, really close to where the
There's
edge.
got to be a way to do like a Dremel style, like CNC. It's probably really-
Yeah, I mean, if you hit up the manufacturer, it'd be expensive, but because it's such a small surface, like it doesn't matter. Like it's it's possible.
yeah.
It's just probably gonna be expensive.
I'll ask him, but I doubt I doubt FPM will do it. But maybe I can find someone here that can somehow do it.
Like Steve did. Remember Spy Steve, the pistolero?
Yeah,
That had like those crazy engravings all over
Yeah.
it. Like you just gotta
it's probably expensive.
find somewhere that'll do it. Yeah, I think those pistoleros are like $180 or something crazy.
That would be so sick. Though.
They were beautiful yo-yos, though. Yeah,
Yeah, and then you have the Hypernova. out.
I do. Yeah, I have one right here.
So good.
Hypernova. It's a great yo-yo. It's a 1-for-1 copy of the Supernova, basically. But that was my best-selling yo-yo back in the day, and it's my favorite yo-yo. I won 2 national titles with it. Patrick Borging won a national title with it, a national 3A title. I swear it won a couple others, but I couldn't remember at the time. I wish when Red was making the Barracuda, he had like a running list of like all the titles it won.
Wow.
So every press release Duncan did, it'd be like, it won 12, 13 titles,
That's
a world
crazy.
title. Yeah. Yuki used it to win Cal State's one year. That was a dope one.
Damn.
That's like, people consider that like a classic Yuki freestyle,
Yes,
even though he
it's
was like,
2012, right?
yeah, it's so funny because he was like making fun of Gentry the whole time while he's doing it. Like, he's
Really?
yeah, like we were very close when he was doing it, and he was just like, I'm tired of like everyone thinking that like Gentry and Jensen are so good at yo-yo, so I'm gonna do like a bunch of tricks that like make fun of them. He does like a Texas cowboy with like a pinched slack like tornado thing, and he just jumps over it, and everyone's like, oh my god, and he's on stage just like,
We gotta watch that.
cool. Like
That's so funny.
it's like the same way. Remember when I used to do that Hobie Cat trick, just making fun of
Yeah.
Paul Hahn? Because I'm like, who thinks this is hard or cool? Like, Paul Hahn makes it look cool, but like,
yeah,
retrospectively, I don't feel bad about it, but I do understand why people would look at someone like Paul and be like, that's sick, you know?
Yeah.
But It's
Paul was
also
literally the only person who could have ever done
yeah,
it.
right. But
It's
I
so
just
weird looking back at his 1A run that he had, where it's like,
he really hit at the perfect time where it
Yeah.
was just like you didn't have to have the most amazing tricks. He had amazing stage presence. He
Yeah.
had amazing performance presence. Like you could get away with that back in the day if you
Yeah.
were just a presence on stage. Like
yeah,
the fact that he got second one year, right?
at Worlds.
At
yeah.
Worlds, that's so fucking
He
wild.
got second the year I got second.
That's insane with a
Antio, 2 second
401k.
places, yeah. No, it was the Antio. Babe
Oh, he used a Bape on stage.
He
I
left
swore he
Yo-Yo
used-
Factory at that contest, and no, maybe he did use the espionage. He wore an Antio sticker.
Yeah, no, I remember that.
and then he
yeah.
left after, I guess. But he was officially Antio like by the end of that World.
What was the spread on that points wise? Do you remember? Was he close to Mickey at all, or was it like a really wide spread? I wonder if
Let's
those
try to
scores
see.
are available or online.
They should be, but they're not gonna. They're just gonna be.
No,
one
yeah,
number,
right, the normalized ones. But that was like again, like why Tangler would score so much back in the day because people would just be going like Tony Hawk's Pro Skater points with it, where it's just like you're doing 3 reps of Tangler and a judge is like click 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 click. So like when Paul is just like whipping it back and forth, people are just like
no.
click 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 click. It was
We got
hella far apart.
Paul Hahn 78.57.
Oh God.
Hiroyuki Suzuki 99.2.
Jesus Christ!
So
even that, somebody had Paul in first then because
she ran away with that one.
Damn,
Dana whooped
It wasn't
me.
100.
right,
Yeah.
exactly. 07 or no, that was 06 Worlds. 06 Worlds may have been Mickey's best freestyle ever in my opinion. 05 was good, but like 06 was just like he had a couple flubs, but it was like the tricks were like just a hair better than 05 and like the outfit was like a little more put together. He was a little more stylized. Like it's very obvious why he won that year. Like I don't know.
That's his viral one. Hiroyuki's right.
Really? The 2006 one?
06 is the one that's like world's best yo-yo, or I'm pretty, or it's 05.
I think probably 05.
Yeah, you're right. Damn, I beat AJ by 0.10
Wow.
of a point. R.I.P. AJ. That sucks. 85.72, 85.62. I didn't know it was that close.
What did I think I was like 7 or 8
78.
points away from Dana? Or Dana had like an 85, right?
No, I had an 85.
Okay.
Dana had a 92.
Damn.
I didn't realize
You
it.
said I had a 78?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
78. I swore I was only like a 8 or 9 point spread because I was like, man, I could have did literally one more combo and been
Like 12, 13 points, yeah.
yeah. Damn.
If I wouldn't... How many points do you lose for changing yo-yos? 3? Back then?
Yeah, but it's normal or it's included in your normalized score. It's not deducted off the end, so it's like it would just be like getting 3 negative clicks instead of. That's why they
Yeah.
changed it. Is because when Marcus Coe won, he literally went through like 2 or 3 yo-yos and had like a restart or 2, and then he won, and everyone was just like, "What the fuck?" So like after that, they had a reactionary rule edition where it's like it's deducted from your normalized score. So they run it through the scoring system. It comes out with your out of 100 score, and then it gets deducted. I think it's only 2 points now for a switch out and 1 for a restart, if I remember right. Does that sound right, Kurti?
I think, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, then I guess he would have beat me regardless.
Dana.
His freestyle was better.
Yeah,
but
Dana's that year
His
was
freestyle was so
amazing.
good.
Like,
He actually like put together a freestyle, and I did.
which is crazy because he like never did that when we were
Yeah.
kids, and it's like the only time he does, he wins fucking worlds.
Right.
Like,
I feel like AJ kind of did too, but I did not plan on making finals, so I did not
That's
have a
funny.
freestyle.
yeah, the other or this was years ago now, but I want to say like 2010 or 2011 or something. I met these like girls at a bar in California, and they were like watching us yo-yo, and they were like, "We have a friend that we go to school with in Maine who's like a world champion. Do you guys know him?" And I was like, "Is it Dana Bennett?" They're like, "Oh my god!" Like, yeah. How do you know him? I'm like, "Well, I'm actually world champion in the same division."
That's so funny.
That was so crazy. Yeah.
Wonder what he's up to. I'm definitely sending him a Dunk LX. I'm sending all the Buzz on
That's so tight.
members Dunk LX.
He came to a contest in 2012 or 2013 maybe, but at the time he was teaching English abroad. He was living in like
Right.
Hungary or something
He's back in
and
Maine.
teaching
I'm pretty
English.
sure.
Oh, really?
I'm pretty sure. Maybe I'm wrong, but
It always makes me wonder why. I don't know. Like he probably has other shit going on, you know what I mean? But
he
it's like
posted on B. He just
Really?
doesn't use social media at all.
Hmm.
He's like one of those people that just won't use it.
Yeah.
So that's all it is. I think.
He's always
He
been
prob-
kind of like an outdoorsy type guy
Yeah.
that like has no reason to use that.
Yeah,
you
it
know
makes
what I
sense
mean?
for him.
Yeah.
But I would like to talk to him more often.
Yeah. I might need to get an invite back to B Dot.
Yeah, you should come back, dude. Ben's gone, so
When
chill.
did that happen?
It's chill.
Last year's
Oh
nationals.
God, they kicked him or he just left?
He just left of his
Oh
own
my God.
accord. Big dramatic.
Well, because wasn't Aaron kind of going off about
Oh, yeah,
everything, and
there's-
everyone was going
You're
off
not
on
missing
everything.
much. It's great, but it's
That's
not.
really all I wanted for is the little shit like that. It's like, oh shit, Dana posted,
Yeah,
awesome.
yeah.
Like, but otherwise, yeah, I have no reason to. I remember still like when I started recess, I just like changed my path. Like I went on like my computer and just did
Yeah.
one like a suicide, like, and, like
You'd
changed
be
my
fine there
password.
now. It's not like it used to be. It was like hectic back in the day. Now
Yeah.
it's just like
It was like our form of social media or Twitter. Like I was
Yeah.
addicted to that shit from like
Mhm.
2007 until like 2015. Real talk.
I always
like,
think I need to go back and just like click start at one because the posts have like hundreds of pages.
Yeah.
Like, just start at page 1 of some of those and just like look back. It's gonna be so cringe seeing my posts though from like 2009 and 10. Like, oh god, dude.
nah.
No, because there's shit I don't even remember. Like I was off. I don't know what I said on there, but
Yeah.
it would be interesting though, because I'm sure I'd like remember. It would like trigger like funny memories in my.
Oh
brain.
yeah, Sid had like by far the best posting history.
Yeah.
Like Sid would like I remember just every time. I remember. Never mind. I can't even say it. But he would
Yeah.
just always post that funny Goofy meme where Goofy's just like, oh, like,
Yeah.
oh man,
Yeah, good stuff.
yeah, good times. But yeah, I probably will not. I don't want an invite back. I don't think because I'm just. I don't need another thing to check. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
bad enough now on my phone. It's like, all right, Instagram, Facebook, dating apps, email. All right, nothing new. Like, you just do that 15 times a day. It's funny when you hear about people like Dana who aren't on social media and immediately you're like, God, they're missing so much. And then you think
No.
about it and you're like, they're not missing shit.
I'm so
like,
jealous, dude. That's next on my list. I got the booze checked off. It's time to get the phone under control. I fucking hate it, honestly. Drives me-
yeah, I mean, it's literally algorithmically
Yeah, it's just
computed
addicting.
to make it, you know what I mean? They know what you want to see next.
Mhm.
Like, that's the only thing I really love to do on social media is like just go to my explore page or all the different mood board accounts I follow because like
You learn cool shit.
Yeah,
but
you definitely do,
I
right.
personally don't retain much of it, and like that's whatever, I guess. But like,
I mean you
it's
say
because I'm learning 10 tidbits a day.
you say you don't retain any of it, but like it's
A little,
definitely
yeah.
helping influence and inspire you in some
Yeah.
good ways. Like I'm not sticking up for
But
it all.
no,
It's toxic and
But
poison.
I would
but-
like to be able to do that an hour a day tops. Like at the end of my day, go on, get the inspiration,
Right.
learn the tidbits, and then instead of whatever how many hours a day I'm doing
It's
it.
so
like,
easy
just
to waste an
constantly.
hour. Yeah.
Oh yeah. just-
I know Colin
You
has
can
it
feel
like
your brain sinking into it too.
Yeah.
You
Mhm.
know, it's like just being
and then you
aware
just
of
look
that.
at the clock, and then the next time you look at the clock, it's like an hour and a half later. You're like, "What the fuck, dude?"
yeah.
Now
Yeah.
it's 2 a.m. and I'm in bed laying looking at Instagram still. Like, what the fuck?
People I know some people like Colin only have it on their computer because you can still upload from your computer
Yeah.
and shit like that. I think it's limited functionality or whatever, but yeah.
That's a start, but then I might just that would keep me off of that work at least.
It's got to be hard at work too, because you like once you load up a countertop or whatever to fucking
No,
chant for
I
that
have
shit,
plenty of
like
time.
right, what are you gonna do
Yeah.
for 8 or 9, 10 minutes, however long that shit takes? Like you
I
can
have-
yo-yo, you
I have
can
downtime. I yo-yo. I would like to just yo-yo, or I have like take a sketchbook and just draw instead.
Yeah.
Like, that would feel, or just I can just sit there and do nothing and think for once in my life. Actually, like process my emotions. Now I'll just suck in the phone zone.
It's good stuff.
Your yellow yo-yo is sick too. You don't want to share that yet. do
Oh
you?
yeah, no, I'll share it. I just didn't want to. This is a Delrin Joyride, which is just a plastic a metal first base, but this one is machined plastic with Delrin caps. And the whole goal is to make this somehow modular. I want to include a set of metal caps with it as well, so when you throw it, you can choose if you want to use a set of metal caps or a set of plastic caps. But I'm still kind of figuring out which factory to work with because where I prototyped it, it was very shaky. Like none of the prototypes are smooth. They play well, but none of them are like sellable smoothness.
Do you think there's a way, instead of doing aluminum caps, to do like aluminum weight rings that pop in and out?
Someone else suggested that too, yeah, and I'm sure that there is, but
sick.
like, I just like the feeling of caps.
No,
The
for
caps
sure.
sound cool.
But maybe in addition.
Yeah,
Like, rings might be kind of
Yeah.
cool. Something new, you know?
yeah. I was like, what are you doing?
That string is way too long. I want to play with it after the pod. And I want to watch that
Just
Yuki
throw it.
freestyle.
Let
Yeah.
me see what you think, how smooth it is. That was something that Duncan was telling me too, though, about their Delrin freehand. Was like they were so hard to get smooth.
I'd say that's like sellable. But
You think so? It's bro, it's shaky to me.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah.
And it'd have to be like
That's definitely a little bit.
they're gonna be probably like close to $80, but probably around $80. Yeah.
Did you try just swapping the bearing?
No, I did not.
We should just try that, because honestly, that you'd be amazed, bro. I'm telling you. Sometimes
No, I've definitely done that before.
it just like completely fixes it.
The couple times that I've had like a lot of problems tuning some yo-yos,
I like
I
how light it is.
switch it out to a concave. Yeah, it's 65 grams.
It's really fun. For like its size, it feels like.
Yeah, no, it feels weird. Like it takes some getting used to in terms of like when you bind it and stuff. Like it feels like it's not gonna have enough inertia to make it back to your hand, and then it's like, oh, it's coming back. Cool.
Very sick.
It looks so cool. I really love
I
it.
love yellow.
I was like
Palm.
writing the copy in my brain for it today, and I'm like, I can't wait to talk about how like I single-handedly brought back the organic yo-yo shape.
For real.
I mean, so first base is basically a modified Markmont classic shape. Are you familiar with the yo-yo?
Yeah, I have one.
So, and it's definitely different. Like Mark's yo-yo is a little more symmetric than first base or
Yeah, it
Joyride
is.
is, and like it's a little wider and a little more fuller. I think it's probably maybe either a half millimeter, full millimeter in diameter larger than either one of the yo-yos I made. But that was like the hugest inspiration. It's like the freehand was my favorite yo-yo back in the day. I want to make a yo-yo that kind of emulates how that yo-yo felt to have a case with like 3 or 4 or 6 of them in it. And then, you know, you have adding that extra step just really helps with how stable it is and
Yeah.
helps it sleep a lot longer. You can make it wider without extending the whole body out. Like it's just great. I got really lucky that that design did what it did when it did it, and it's still doing what it does. It's kind of crazy. Like, I don't know.
Do you have more first bases coming?
No, not planned.
We
I
still
mean,
gotta do that one, dude.
No, I really want to, man. The
me
last
too.
couple months I've been trying to get a new job, so like I know as soon as I order first bases, that's like a whole nother
Right.
month
It's a
of
lot.
testing or getting everything ready to go, and yeah, the whole just how laborious of a process it is. But I have a pretty big music collab too that I'll tell you about after the podcast. I think I've told you about it before, but I need to get samples made for it, and they keep hitting me up like every few weeks, like, "Hey, you want to run those samples? Like, hey, can we see some new
Oh, right,
color
right, right.
samples?"
Yeah,
Hey,
yeah,
and
yeah.
I'm just like, I'm depressed and sober now. I don't, I don't want to think about making more first.
Well, if it's a testing issue, I'm happy to come down and help you.
I mean, if you want, but I've never
if that
wished
will
that
help
on
you
anyone.
feel better to do it, is all I'm saying. Like, I'd be happy.
I'll just
I
watch
don't
The
mind doing
Sopranos again.
it. I'm down for that too, bro. I'm due for a rewatch.
Yeah, I need to make more, but also just this last run. It's not like it's sitting the last run, but it's definitely not. It's just, I don't know. Like it's not like it's not a popular yo-yo anymore. I just haven't done a lot to promote it. Like in
Right,
years
yeah.
past, that was one of the few recess yo-yos that was available. So,
Mhm.
but now there's like the market is so flooded with yo-yos right
It's
now.
crazy.
Like, and
Like, I made this, and then before I even got the protos in, there's like 3 hybrid organic.
Yeah.
Like just like that. You know, not just like this, but
I think a lot of
along the same
people.
lines. I'm like, damn, bro.
Yeah, a lot of
Too
people.
late.
People that would have bought first base the last couple of years or bought another first base have bought a freehand, which is great. Like it's also a great yo-yo,
Yeah.
and I'm not tripping about that. But I think that also is affecting sales, where it's just a very similar experience, or people probably see how
Sure.
one influenced the other and is like, oh, cool, like let's use, like I'll try this one. That was a collab I wanted to do with Duncan before they reissued the freehand one and then
Right.
did their Delrin freehand. I wanted to do a freehand with freehand or a first base with freehand caps. and then flip the freehand logo with the FH and make it say FB.
Damn. Dude.
I know. But thank God we got the unknown one, right?
And you getting yours.
Oh,
Yeah,
gosh.
it is what it is. Huh?
Oh, that just sounds so good. FB. Oh my gosh. Wow. All right.
You can still do it. I
Hold
mean,
that.
whatever. I don't know. It just upset me after Brian, who has like nothing to do with the history of the freehand, got to like flip off this amazing legendary artwork, and it was like, it's like that Kanye meme where it's like, I like Lady Gaga, I like some of her songs. This was right after she got the job with Polaroid, being the creative director for Polaroid, but it was one of those like celebrity appointments where like they don't actually do anything. And he's like, I like Gaga, I like some of her songs, I like a lot of her songs. What the fuck does she know about camera? That's how I felt when Brian got to flip like the hyper freehand artwork and like the original artwork to say UN unknown. It's like, Brian's stuff is cool. I like Brian. What the fuck does he know about freehand zeros? Like,
I hear you. Well, we've done 2 hours. Shall we wrap this one up?
yeah, sure.
We could keep going, but
Yeah, no, you're fine.
Hypernova's on recess.
Yeah,
Should we
Hypernova.
wrap this one up? Oh, I see.
Yeah. Buy a Hypernova. I don't know what I'm gonna call that yet. What was the names we were talking about last time? I really wanted to call it just the sub, like a when you're subbing out a player in baseball, because you could like change the caps, and it's also just a double entendre for a sandwich. But
Sub, yeah. Summer.
we had there
Summary.
was one or two other good ones you had that I was like, maybe we should use that one. The switch hitter was another good
Switch
one.
hitter. That's the one I liked.
Switch hitter's funny, yeah.
Switch hitter's really funny.
Do you have anything else you want to promote, Kurti? Buy a caption, goodlifeyoyos.com.
Yeah, if you haven't checked out Caption yet,
Juice.
It's the juice, baby.
Juice cheers.
Drink juice. I don't know. We do have a couple new yo-yos coming, but I'll have them on the next pods.
Okay, yeah, bring them next time.
All right.
All right. We good?
Yeah. Thanks,
All right.
guys.
Peace.